Back to Callback Solutions. Today we're going to look at key points of a tune-up. All right, so one of the key components is going to be the condenser. First thing you want to do is make sure the thermostat is on cooling mode, and you want to make sure that the indoor is on and the outdoor is on. Once you've made sure that those things are on, you want to go into clean the system, and we're going to show you how to do that. So now that I got the cabinet cleaned up and the electronics are clean, I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning the rest of the unit. So as you can see, we took off one panel and we left one on. Whilst when we're putting the water through, you can see that on one side it really wasn't coming out, but on the other side it was coming out very well. Ideally, you want to make sure that you start cleaning it from the inside and then work your way out. It's a little bit easier when you have the panels off. So as you can see, with the panel on, all the dirt and debris just piles down at the bottom. Okay, so for the homeowners that are watching this, you want to do this once a month, not taking the whole unit apart. I would leave that to the professionals. What you can do though is go with the fence and you just want to push all the dirt out. You want to make sure that you go along with the fence so you don't bend them. You don't want too much water pressure so you don't bend them as well. You just want enough pressure where you can get that dirt out. All right, so now that we got everything buttoned up and cleaned out here, we're gonna let it dry off. We're gonna go inside. Okay, so now we're inside, and the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that after we check our filter, we're going to check our amp draws. And the reason being is that if you have a dirty filter, it's going to change your amp draws, right? So the first thing we're going to do is check your filter, but before we do that, I'm going to take a before and after. Okay, so now that we have the panel off, you want to remove the filter, and you don't want to have the unit running while you're trying to take the filter off, because then you end up poking or stabbing the filter trying to get it out. Makes it a lot easier just to do it this way. So this filter's not too bad. Still good for another 2-3 months. You want to change these out every 6 months. All right, so as you can see, the unit's pretty high up, but if I have my borescope, I can just take this limit switch off, stick my camera in here, and I can see whether my coil is dirty or clean. Now, if I wanted to see if I have growth in there, I would have to take the panel off, but this gives me a quick view of what's going on in my coil. All right, so as you can see, I got everything set up, everything's hooked up and connected to my Measure Quick. So since it's wireless, what I can do is just go into the shade right now, and that we can look at what we got going on. Okay, so looking at our pressures here, our pressures look a little low on our high side, a little high on our low side, but you can see our subcool is low and our superheat is high. This could be an indicator of low refrigerant. Remember, Measure Quick gives us some ideas of what could be going on. So if we click on our error codes, it says low capacity sensing. So right here it's talking about airflow. And when we look at the inside of the home, we have a 16-inch return for a 3-ton unit. So we're definitely low on refrigerant. Low on airflow. So we need to address that before we can start addressing the refrigerant levels. Anthony here, he's going to go over our key components of a tune-up.
All right, key components. Main thing when you're doing a tune-up, you definitely want to make sure your outdoor unit is clean. Of course, you want to make sure the drains are flush so we don't have any water damages. We also want to make sure our refrigerant level is good, make sure it's all charged correct, got the right subcool, right superheat. Main thing, change your filters. Always check the filters. If the filter's dirty, change it. If they don't have one, let the homeowner know the filter is dirty. And last thing, guys, always turn the disconnect on after you clean the condenser. Never leave the disconnect on.
Yeah. All right, and as always, we want to do what's best for the homeowner. Thank you guys for joining us at Callback Solutions. We'll see you next time.